Hi, welcome to RunningsShoesGuru.com. I'm Theo. Today we have the 860 V3 from New Balance, which is their updated version of the 860 V2. A couple of changes in this shoe include a different midfoot saddle interior material called New Foam, which is biodegradable. Gets a little bit better fit around the midfoot area of the shoe. Also, another change in the shoe is the replacement of the previous New Balance stability web Midfoot Shank with now what New Balance calls T-beam, which is designed after a surfboard or the center line down a surfboard, which adds rigidity, and it does make for a rigid midfoot in this shoe. Also, we have in the New Balance 860 V3 a very different lateral crash pad here. This is now made completely of absorbed foam, so there's no plastic or anything else in the lateral crash pad anymore. It's just segmented, absorbed New Balance foam. What I found in the shoe is that the 860 V3 versus the 860 V2 has a much stiffer forefoot. In fact, this is the stiffest forefoot I have ever run in all the stability shoes I've ever trained in. So do be aware of that. Also, the arch area in this shoe seems a little bit lower. Even though the midfoot posting is virtually identical to the previous version, I felt like the arch was lower in this shoe. Also, that's something to note. The heel stability itself was essentially the same as before. Altogether, this shoe, I'm recommending it for a moderate overpronator. In other words, somebody whose foot rolls into the medial side a little too much. I'm recommending it for that type of runner who prefers a more traditionally constructed shoe. In other words, somebody who's not too crazy to jump into the new trends in running footwear in terms of lowered midsole heights or minimalist shoes. This is a shoe that person might want to look at. However, do be aware that New Balance has made this shoe only available at select specialty running footwear retailers. So you're not going to be able to find this shoe on the internet. You're going to find it in a running specialty store only. It retails for $110 and is available now. Thanks for watching.